Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Another Apple unveiling has come and passed, and today I'm gonna sum it all up and go over all of the new Apple products that were released this morning. Before we get started, please take a second, hit that subscribe button, and like this video. It really means a lot to me and helps the channel grow. So the event started off this morning with the unveiling of a new color, purple, for the iPhone 12 and 12 mini. So for everyone who has been waiting to get a new iPhone just for the color purple, Apple has listened and they've given you the new color. Unfortunately, it's only for the iPhone 12 and the 12 mini. The color will not be available on the iPhone 12 Pro and Pro Max. Then, after the unveiling of a purple iPhone 12, they went right in to what a lot of people expected, and they announced the Apple AirTag, which is kind of cool for several reasons. It gives you a trackable little tag that you can put in a backpack, attached to your keys, luggage, and you can track it right in the Find My app on your iPhone, your iPad, or your Mac computer. So that's really neat. There have been products before that do a similar thing. The biggest one that comes to mind is Tile, which works great. However, since this is going to be done by Apple, just like all Apple products, it'll fit perfectly into the ecosystem. It also has some enhancements using the UI chip, your U1 chip that is in the iPhone, that allows you to track your item in real time if you're close to it, and it supposedly is extremely precise. You can personalize them for free, add your name, you can even put emojis on them. And a big thing that they stressed was privacy. They have built in some features that allow you to track a product, not a person. That was the catchphrase that was used during the presentation. So for the privacy conscious people, there are some extra precautions that were taken to give you a trackable item that doesn't also invade your privacy. The one thing that surprised me was the price. $29 for one of them, or $99 for four of them. And these are going to be available to order on April 23rd. Now, for you people who like things a little bit nicer, they do have three products that are made by Hermes, that are Hermes products, that go along with the AirTag. There's a $349 key ring, leather, and each one of the Hermes items comes with an AirTag. So you don't have to buy the AirTag and the Hermes thing, which you shouldn't have to for $349. They have a bag charm, is what it's called. That's $299. And then a luggage tag that's $449. So some steep prices for the people who like the more luxurious things in life. After the AirTags, they announced a new Apple TV, 4K. This one is going to have an A12 Bionic chip. It's going to have a higher frame rate HDR, enhanced AirPlay to allow you to stream high definition resolution content that you film on your iPhone or iPad. It also has a new Siri remote, which features a power button so you can control the TV. They moved the Siri button to the side, and then it has kind of an iPod reminiscent circular button in the center that's 5-way directional, and you can scroll as well, similar to old iPods, which is kind of neat. There's also a neat thing that allows you to balance the color on your TV. Instead of going through and changing all the settings in your television, you can hold your iPhone up to the television and it goes through industry standards for colors, and it automatically adjusts the television to the perfect color without having to go through a ton of settings. I'm excited to see how that works in real life. It seems pretty neat. The new Apple TV is going to be available for pre-order on April 30th, and you're going to be able to get it the second half of May. Pricing for it is $179 for the 32 gigabyte model and $199 for the 64 gigabyte model. Then they announced a new iMac, a replacement for the 21.5 inch iMac of previous years. And as expected, they've added the M1 chip that has been very popular in the Mac Mini, the MacBook Air, and the 13-inch MacBook Pro. Specs wise, it's largely unchanged. It has the 8-core GPU, 8-core CPU, with either 8 or 16 gigabytes of unified memory. So they're not changing any specs from the previous M1s that have already been released. What you do get is an amazing screen, 24 inches, super thin, and they're calling it a 4.5K display, and it is 4480 by 2520 in resolution with 500 nits, and it will offer True Tone similar to your iPhone, and it will adjust depending upon the environment around you. The screen is 11.5 millimeters thin, so it's a super thin, small profile. It has a similar look to the Pro XDR display if you're looking at it from the back, and they've covered the front with one sheet of glass all the way down the front, and that'll help prevent against glaring while you're using it. Apple also went through and updated the FaceTime camera, which is long overdue. They added a 1080p FaceTime camera up from the 720p of previous models, and then they've also redesigned the microphone so that the call quality on a FaceTime call is a lot clearer than on previous versions of the iMac. Just like the other Apple M1 products, the iMac is power efficient, so they've been able to make it run quieter. It does have 2 fans. According to Apple, it runs at about 10 decibels or less under typical use. So it's going to be super quiet as compared to previous iMac models. Another big thing that they really improved on is this has a 6-speaker design. It has 2 front speakers, 2 subs, and 2 tweeters. They enhanced the power drivers to the speakers, and it's going to allow for support. It's going to allow support for spatial audio, which that'll be neat. I'm excited to hear how well it sounds. There's going to be 2 separate models, one that's going to have 2 USB-C, and then they're going to have one that has 4 USB-C connectors. Another neat feature about the new iMac is they have a magnetic power cord that plugs into the back, and the actual little power adapter sits below the desk, and that allows you to plug in your Ethernet, and it all travels through the same cord, so you don't have a bunch of cords sitting up on your desk. I thought that was a pretty neat feature. Another really neat update to the iMac, and something that I have been waiting for all of the desktop Apple computers, they have added Touch ID into a new version of the Magic Keyboard. It's going to be up in the top right of the keyboard, so you're going to be able to get that fast login just with your fingerprint, which has previously only been available on MacBooks. There's going to be 3 models of the keyboard. There's going to be one that is There's going to be one model that doesn't include Touch ID, and then there is another model that has Touch ID, and then a numeric keyboard version that also includes Touch ID. And these new keyboards will also match the color of the iMac that you've chosen. Same with the Magic Trackpad and the Magic Mouse. They are going to be available to order in the same color that you've chosen for your iMac. So that'll be pretty neat. And speaking of colors, Apple has announced that there will be 7 colors to choose from on this new 24-inch iMac. You're going to have the option between green, yellow, orange, pink, purple, blue, and silver. I kind of think this is neat. I'm not real big on ordering crazy colors, but what I do like is that it kind of pays tribute to the original iMac and the variation of colors that you could get back then. The new iMac is going to go up for pre-sale on April 30th, and it is also going to be available sometime in the second half of May. The base prices, and you can configure specs which will obviously increase the price, is $1299 for an 8-core CPU, 7-core GPU, and then another model that is $1499 that comes with an 8-core CPU, 8-core GPU, and comes with 4 USB-C, 2 of which are Thunderbolt ports. And then finally, they announced a new iPad Pro, and this is probably the most exciting part of the whole event because they added the Apple M1 chip to the iPad Pro. And I think that is going to be awesome. If there is any product that I would buy in this whole product announcement, it would be the iPad with the M1 chip. It's going to have the 8-core CPU, GPU. They state that you're going to get console quality graphics, and it's configurable up to 2 terabytes, so you shouldn't ever run out of storage. They've also added Thunderbolt to the USB-C plug with support for USB 4. They also added a 5G antenna so that you can get the faster download speeds. They announced a new 11-inch and a 12.9-inch iPad Pro. A couple of unique things to the 12.9-inch, they really stressed a new display, which they're calling XDR Liquid Retina display, which it looks super crisp, and the explanation of the specs, it looks like it's going to be something pretty neat. Also, they did touch on the cameras, a 12 megapixel wide angle camera, as well as an ultra wide angle 10 megapixel camera. And these are going to allow you to record in 4K at up to 60 frames per second. Like I said, they announced a new 11-inch and a 12-inch model. The 11-inch model is going to be $799. It's going to start off at that. And the 12-inch model is going to start at $1099. Like the other products, it is going to be available for pre-order on April 30th, and it's going to ship in the second half of May. That's going to wrap up this video. I didn't want to take a ton of time. I wanted to give everyone a summary of the new Apple products. In later videos, I'll go in depth on each one of those products and explain my opinion of each one of them. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next video.